Hi, everybody. My name is Corinne. I am the Learning and Engagement Producer here at the Manitoba Museum, and I'm here to talk about how we explore our world. So we use different senses like sight, smell, taste, touching, and hearing to kind of navigate around our world. And sometimes when we get a little lost, we use tools to help us, like a map or this compass over here. Let's take a closer look at this compass. It's always pointing to the north as it's attracted to our magnetic North Pole. Did you know that there are other animals that do the same but without a compass? Bees have an incredible sense of orientation. They are able to leave their hive, venture through the world, traveling long distance in search of pollen and many different flowers, and still manage to find their way home after a very long day. One of the ways they do it is while they use the sun's power. They harness it, and when they're venturing through their world, they're constantly paying attention to where the sun is in the sky. Kind of how we always know it rises in the east, sets in the west. And the bee's internal clock just kind of keeps track of it, so they're always able to get home by the sun's power. But there's also something else. Inside of a bee's abdomen, scientists believe there's a little piece of like a magnet inside of their body, which kind of acts like an inner GPS or a compass like we saw earlier. So let's talk a little bit about how magnets work. They've got a positive side and a negative side. And when they're happy and they match a positive and negative, they come together very easily. But if they are both of the same kind of charge, they won't really let me connect. And I know it's hard to feel it, but there's a big force pulling them apart. One of the really cool things about bees is they're positive charge and pollen's a negative charge, and that's what makes them an attractive pair. Bees don't just carry an electrical charge, but they have the ability to detect charges in their environment. So for instance, if they felt an impending thunderstorm, they would quickly react to it by returning to the hive long before we would even know a thunderstorm was in the air. So if you had fun learning about, the sixth sense of a bee, why don't you come down to the museum this week for spring break? This week we have our Five Senses Trail that will take you through the museum, kind of inviting you to discover a little bit about how animals use their five senses, but also inviting you to use your sight, touch some objects, smell some very interesting things, all this week at the Manitoba Museum.